He is the much taller fighter here, although I do not think 5 feet 11 inches tall is an accurate measurement on 𝗟𝗑𝗦. He is a mountain of a man as well. Both fighters weighed in just below that championship limit of 205 pounds. Reach advantage on arms and legs. No surprise favoring the smaller fighter, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗡.
So keys to victory here, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗡. He's got to weather the early storm. You've got to expect that from a guy like 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Striking in volume is going to be key. This is a 25-minute fight. For 𝗏𝗏𝗏, strike hard, strike early. And head position in the clinch is going to be a key to keeping him safe on that takedown.
Smooth 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 in the blue, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 in the gray.
Let's go.
5 5-minute rounds possible, $100,000, a gold belt, and a place in the global roster at stake for these men.
This season.
Nice through for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Now lean back to take some of the heat off it.
There by Powell.
He feigned a body kick as well. Got the reaction out of 𝗏𝗏𝗏 that he might have been looking for. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏's going to have to be careful with both his lead leg and bringing his guard down.
It's a good weapon for Powell to take away that power in the hands of 𝗏𝗏𝗏. He's got to be careful though. Very little room for error when you try taking 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Certainly going to slow down his forward pressure. Great footwork by Powell.
And excellent on the jab and the follow-up kick. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 stringing together a nice little combination there early.
4 great calf kicks already.
Dan Hardy, is it as simple as the conventional wisdom for 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏? You got to get this thing into the later rounds.
Look, he's doing exactly the right thing. His nickname's Smooth. He's got to be smooth with his footwork. He's got to be slick with his striking. Choose his moments to engage, because if he gets caught with one shot, it could be an early night. Right now, he's doing exactly the right things, and he's forcing 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to miss.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 throws a lot of heat on every strike, so he's going to have to worry about a gas tank potentially as the right hand goes through the guard. Powell with that long jab. Right now, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 staying in his face. Going to have to address those calf kicks at some point.
Body lock by Powell. Good job here. There's another way to neutralize the power of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Put him up against the fence or take him down and put him on his back. But yeah, those calf kicks, he needs to address those for sure.
Look at the bruising already on the outside of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's left leg.
They're incredibly difficult to block.
This is where the head position's got to come into play for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Whether he wants to take down or whether he wants to separate, head position is going to be key. Nice.
𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 works right back to his feet. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's on a 7-fight win streak. He lost his first pro fight, and then he's won 7 in a row since. And he's won them all by first round finish.
Good job by Powell to push down on the hands of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Suplex by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Can be an uneasy feeling for someone the size of 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to just be thrown around like that.
Very unusual, very unnatural for him, because not many people can do this to him. But then at the same time for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, very difficult to deal with someone that's as big as you that can defend your takedowns. Look at his sharp striking by 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Beautiful shot selection. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 managing his distance perfectly. Doesn't want to get into a firefight with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, so he backs himself out.
What an exchange that was.
Beautiful work there by 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Great work with the jab and the head movement, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
We haven't seen this side of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 yet this season. Could very well be due to, because of the calf kicks.
I don't think we've had time to see it. It's been so devastatingly effective.
Very true.
This really shows that these two are the right people for this championship bout. For as competitive as this first round has been, both of these guys have smashed through the competition so far.
But a right hand stuck through for Neto.
Powell hurt him with that right hand. Neto showing his own chin here.
Coming to the close of round number one. Jakob Neto now pressing Simeon Powell up against the small cage barrier.
Good knee again by Powell.
Wow. Sharp striking here from Simeon Powell. Look how he just drifts out of range. Here we go. We're going to see the flying knee here. Wow. Oh, man, just a little too close with that. But again, the range management, using that full reach advantage, picking at his opponent like that. Really slick work, beautiful striking by Simeon Powell, but he takes a big one back there by Neto.
I mean,
the knees buckle.
That's what you have to worry about if you're Simeon Powell and you're his corner right now. Look, Jakob Neto sitting on the stool. He's taking some big, deep breaths.
Wow, how are we going to separate these two guys? If they keep fighting at that pace, we're destined to get a finish.
These are light heavyweights, but they're fighting like flyweights or bantamweights.
Look, they're just staring at one another. Simeon Powell in the blue, Jakob Neto in the gray. And I think you've got to score round one for Simeon Powell. Isn't that right, Stefan?
Yeah, I agree. He landed the better shots, but we saw that big right hand of Neto at the end of the first round.
Got to wonder what that lead leg of Neto's feeling like. He keeps picking it up every time Simeon feints, so you know he's feeling sensitive.
Absolutely. We'll see if he ends up switching stances because of it. It's starting to look like hamburger meat on the outside.
That jab is a sniping jab. Beautiful right hand as well. He's so quick with his hands.
And the footwork is really the big difference here. Because even on that exchange, Neto not able to bring his feet with him. Simeon Powell using his footwork to drift out of that range like you were talking about during the replays, Dan.
It's just really good range management, which we don't always see from fighters that are tall and rangy. You know, it takes a real craft to be able to move and find space like this.
Replay.
Oh. Through the middle and then the left hook to follow it up. And he thought this was it. He thought the referee came between them, but another big shot, an elbow, and that's it.
And Simeon Powell is coming to his senses now. Up off the canvas, or at least seated on the canvas, but upright.
Neto at the beginning of the season was on the side of the bracket that was unknown to us. Everybody knows who Jakob Neto is now, though. 3 fights this season for PFL Europe, 3 knockouts.
Wow, amazing, incredible. Just the power that he's got in that single shot.
Game-changing power. When you get into these upper weight classes, it just takes the one. We saw this very similar to the way that we saw the heavyweight championship in the global season playoffs, Stefan Struve.
Yeah, Simeon Powell had a perfect first round.
Yeah, and you know what?
Some great shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Derek Hickey calls a halt to the action at 1 minute and 16 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via knockout and 2023 PFL Europe Light Heavyweight Champion, Jakob Neto!
this championship bout. Dakota Ditcheva 25, Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 27. Both of these women with incredible futures. Dakota much taller at 5'8". That height advantage translates to a significant reach advantage on the arms and a 2-inch advantage on the legs.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 looks incredibly relaxed right now.
So keys to victory here. Dakota set traps with her footwork and short striking combinations don't get drawn into a scrap. But 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 fakes a move and use her dirty boxing. Get on the inside, take that height and reach away from her opponent.
Dakota in the red, Valentina in the gray. Sean O'Connell, Brendan Loughnane.
Round number 1, ladies. You ready? Ready? Have fun.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 in the southpaw stance, coming out aggressive.
Nice.
And running right into some strikes from Dakota Ditcheva.
I think this is the only way that 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 can win this, make it there. Oh, lovely front kicks. Go after it. Beautiful.
This is good pressure though from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑. She's got to get around these legs. Oh, knees!
This clinch knee is, we saw Dakota Ditcheva finish a fight last year with that nasty to the body. She's absolutely devastating in these tight positions.
Good head position here from Dakota. Nice knee to the head as well.
Nice tricky knee there from Dakota. Another one's coming, it looks like. Beautiful. There we go.
Now 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 in on the entrance here, trying to get this, got the hands locked. See if she can get Dakota's hips off the cage. Put her on her back.
I mean, it's a good game plan from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑. It's the way she's got to win. It's not always pretty.
The smart thing to do though, right? Slow this fight down to 25 minutes. You've got to buy some time and get your lungs back under you.
I mean, the last thing she can do is stand at range with Dakota. We know that. Beautiful.
There's that strength you talked about,
Yes,
Brendan.
exactly.
Good work by Dakota maintaining balance. And look at that. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 ripping to the body. Already some swelling under the left eye of the Italian.
Dakota's got to keep the center of the octagon here.
Can't question the gameness of 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑.
Beautiful.
Look at this time form. Every time 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 gets close, Dakota Ditcheva.
I mean, there's that tenacity again. Straight in, closes the distance. Nice turn from Dakota. She's very effective with the knees here on the fence.
Really good, actually, just curves them into the midsection like that.
Real Muay Thai. Beautiful to
Muay
watch.
Thai, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
That'll drain the gas tank as well.
You can see, I mean, the pain on the face of Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 as she tries to shrink that space, shrink that target that Dakota Ditcheva has available to her.
Dakota very smart here, using aggression, putting her on the fence, slipping that right knee up the side. It's a beautiful technique from Dakota.
And all coming from that head position as well, forcing her opponent to turn into the knee with her head.
Good little off balance there. Dakota trying to drag Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑. Oh, nice right hand.
Beautiful from Dakota, beautiful punch. This could be it now. But there's that toughness again.
It's going to take a lot to get Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 out of this opportunity. She knows what's at stake. $100,000 and a place in the PFL's global future for whoever wins this fight.
Dakota with fantastic head position here. I really like the way she uses the pressure.
And the use of the tie clinch as well. You very, very rarely see it in MMA. I mean, only likes of Anderson Silva really mastered that position, but Dakota uses it so well.
More pain on the face of 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑, whose body has taken a ton of damage, and now Dakota goes upstairs.
I mean, we're sat close here. Them knees are devastating.
Look at the left eye of Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑, already severely swollen, not even through round 1.
Good effort there. Valentina needs to square up and close this distance where these knees are coming through. Better try and hustle off the fence, get in on the legs. There we go. That's a better move from her. If she switches to a single, she might have a better time of trying to finish this, but Dakota's going to have great takedown defense because, of course, this is what she expects from everybody she fights.
I mean, Dakota also needs to be careful here to not go too hard too early because, you know, this girl's really tough. It's a 5-round fight. You have to be careful here. But great work from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 here.
1 minute left. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 wrestling right in front of her own corner. John 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗆𝗏, SPG coach. They're guiding her along.
Comes from a great team, they both do.
Dakota's done a considerable amount of damage in one round. That's going to be lingering for the next 20 minutes if it goes that distance.
I love the way she uses the palm there, because obviously no elbows in the PFL. You have to adjust with things like this.
And we know how effective a palm strike can be. Bas Rutten, palm strike to the liver.
I mean, you look at the work by Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, a lot of effort expended to try and get Dakota down. And look, that eye, we might not see it too with that eye.
I think the doctor's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye.
Another right hand there from Dakota Ditcheva, banking an unbelievable first round.
Yeah, that eye's really damaged, guys.
Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘's left eye is sealed completely shut.
This could be it.
Don't be surprised if a doctor says no more.
It's worth noting the cutman will get a minute to try and take this swelling down before they bring the doctor in. So the way this will play out, they'll try and iron that swelling away so she can open her eye. Then at the start of the next round, they'll call a timeout and they'll bring the doctor in. If she can tell him what number finger she's holding up, the fight may continue, but that is incredibly swollen. I don't think they're going to be able to prize that apart.
I mean, I've seen some eyes in my time down, but that one is incredibly swollen.
They don't really even have the end swell on it right now. They're working on the ear, the cauliflower ear. That's one round worth of damage from Dakota Ditcheva.
Oh, wow.
Doctor says she's ready to fight.
No, they're going to bring the doctor in now. This is the guy in the blue gloves here. The referee will call a timeout. The doctor will be called in.
Look how tough 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 is.
Yeah, she's
ready to go.
Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 lying to the doctor and saying, I can see.
Checking for a fracture in the orbital bone here. You can see him just kind of feeling around this swelling to make sure. It looks to me as if Valentina's told him the right number of fingers. She might be pulling a Bisping off here. She might be getting away with this.
He's right here in front of our position. Right. Yes. Can you see? She said yes. And then he held up 2 fingers.
To continue. Oh, that's really bad, guys.
That's
It's good call. Good call. Good call.
For the sake of fighter safety, that is the right thing to do, absolutely. Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 is disappointed, but Dakota Ditcheva.
And she's a deserving winner this year. She really is. She's looked amazing.
Champion. European champion Dakota Ditcheva. The damage from the knees and the right hands. Too much after round 1.
Valentina still wants to fight. Dakota just came over to Valentina's going to fight.
It's sensational. Right hand perfect, knee perfect. She keeps the distance, the clinch is perfect. She even uses the side trip, comes back in again. I mean, Dakota is absolutely flawless in this fight. The best I've ever seen her, a deserving winner, and well done, champ.
And varying knees to the body as well with the head.
Look at the accuracy, Dan. Incredible.
A beautiful head pull there. Pivots on the spot. Turns her into the fence. Flurries knees to the midsection before going back to the head. What an arsenal of striking.
Flawless victory.
Let's have another replay. Why not?
Look at the way she turns it in, Dan. Look.
Amazing.
Arcs it right to the head. Beautiful work from Dakota.
And to do that kind of damage in 5 minutes.
Incredible.
And they give this little belt a polish. Yeah, there was no way she could see out of that eye.
No.
Respect the toughness. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 will be back next year. There's no doubt about it. But tonight wasn't her night.
And great stoppage by the doctor there.
Andy Shepard has the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mavahedi calls a halt to the action at 5 minutes of round number 1. Declaring your winner via TKO on medical advice due to the fighter being unable to continue. Declaring your winner and 2023 women's flyweight champion, Dakota Ditcheva!
these guys maintain boxing range for John Mitchell and anti-clinch. I think he wants to box in this one instead of locking up with 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘. For 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, he's got his kicks at distance, but if he closes down into grappling range, he has to be aggressive.
Mitchell in the green, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 in the gray. Stephen Struve is back.
You ready?
Hardy also here on the broadcast desk. Touching the gloves, they're underway. Large crowd loving John Mitchell.
Man, I just do not know how this fight's going to play out. They're both so well-rounded and so skilled. The conditioning is evident on both of them. John Mitchell doing a good job of managing the range.
We're going to see a lot more striking out of Mitchell this time. Takedowns is what he's working with in his last two fights, but 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 is incredibly strong. The jab is going to be really important for Mitchell in this fight.
And we saw in 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅's last fight against two. He really turned the tide with his gas tank. A couple of left hands. And that sort of low, crouching guard from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅. Changing the angle.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅's almost standing like he's expecting Mitchell to level change. It's like he's waiting to defend the takedown. Mitchell's been working really hard on his boxing, finishing up his training camp, sparring with Brendan Loughnane, Conor McGregor. You've got to think that's going to really add to his confidence in this striking range.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅, completely different striker though. Tries to get over the top with those powerful overhands.
Sharp kick already ready showing on the outside again with 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅's lead leg. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 kind of content to circle around the outside of the smart cage.
Just kind of picking at the face of 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅. Little change there for 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅, but what a takedown defending. Gives the matador symbol.
Little styling from John Mitchell. He goes after that lead leg again, putting a lot on those kicks as well. The angle it's coming from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 is causing Mitchell problems in defending it.
Yeah, it's really unusual because he's traveling forward with his feet. He's actually changing his stance as he steps through. John Mitchell's doing a good job of giving him the space to express that technique without taking. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 might have just been able to recover there for a second.
Wow, front kick to the face, dropped him.
Great job by the referee of letting this go.
Mitchell now doing the right thing, trying the separation here. He knows he's got 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 hurt.
Good head position here from Mitchell. Surely he's going to break and want to strike here. And 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 needs to hang on. He needs to clear his head. He looks foggy still.
Sharp knee to the midsection from Mitchell, who now is engaging in this cage wrestling.
He should try to frame and create distance to go back to striking like he's doing right now. There's the front kick again, but this time to the body.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 still looks shaky to me. That lead leg still got damage on it as well. Unstable on his base. Goes back to the lead leg.
Yeah, attacked it again.
Mitchell's looking phenomenal on his feet tonight.
Goes to the high kick. Blocked by 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅. Now 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 blitzes forward, but Mitchell's having none of it.
And the damage that he's done to the lead leg is making it difficult for 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 to travel forward with his punches. Struggles to put weight on that lead leg, as you can see.
Does it again. The front kick this time from the rear leg, and now straight right hands. He's got 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗅 frozen. Backing up. And he falls into this clinch. Mitchell's going to have to frame out, work his way back to the center.
40 seconds left. Serious first round for John Mitchell. May even be a 10-8 on some scorecards.
Now 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 tests the high kick. Mitchell tries to go hammer at that lead leg again, gets himself spun around.
𝗘𝗨𝗥 lost the first round in Paris against 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣, but came back really strong in the second and third round. So
good point, Stefan. Very good point.
Final 10 seconds.
We know he's got that toughness and staying power to make this a long, hard fight.
He was there to stop it if he needed to, but he saw 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 was wrestling aggressively. John Mitchell in the green, Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 blitzing forward in the gray.
That lead leg is seriously compromised from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣. The way that he's standing, he's opening that center channel for the front kick again.
That's obviously a weapon that Mitchell has learned from his training camp, maybe from the tape study he did on Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 grabbing his clinch, trying to dirty box. Mitchell shrugs it off.
Stay sharp!
Well, the thing that's worth noting as well, if I'm looking at this from Mitchell's perspective, as 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣's moving to his side, he's moving to his right, he's crossing his feet, which is not ideal, especially with damage on the lead leg. This is what we saw from Diego Braga in his first fight against Jesus Pinedo.
Mitchell engaging in the clinch here. The uppercut again, but good block by 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣. Mitchell needs to get that jab back popping. Everything happens from that jab.
That's a risky punch John Mitchell just threw. Started a combination with the rear uppercut. There it is again.
The uppercut worked real well for him in the first round, but you gotta lead it in with the jab. How would you give 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 the opportunity to counter like he's done now?
Now John Mitchell pressing into the barrier here.
Good half decision in here by John Mitchell.
Nice work with that shoulder strike. He gets clear again.
Strides by 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 there.
Set the uppercut up with the jab this time, goes back to the front kick.
There it is again. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 being much more careful with his own lead leg now. The rear uppercut. Mitchell's loving it right now.
There's the power of 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣.
Good knee to the body from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 there.
This is exactly what he did in the fight in Paris against 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣. Started wearing on 𝗘𝗨𝗥. Those arms are getting heavier then.
Yes, absolutely. And this will be a benefit for him into the later rounds. The jaw, nice knee.
Mitchell. 𝗘𝗨𝗥 pounding away.
Mitchell trying to build the cut here. Referee giving him a moment to recover, but 𝗘𝗨𝗥's coming up strong.
Flattening him out. And just pouring off. That's it. There's the victory. Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 with the comeback for a European Championship. And this gold belt you got set right in front of you, my friend.
I'll give it another little polish, Sean.
The ability to stay calm and patient, though, under that kind of pressure, you cannot teach that. You gotta have that.
Here's the finish of the fight. Look at this. It's just swarming pressure.
John Mitchell's going to be disappointed with that. He was doing so well. Smart game plan. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 is a powerhouse, though.
He was 1/10 of a second away from winning a European Championship.
Wow. I'll be honest, I'm kind of disappointed that Omar Mercier is retired because I kind of want to see 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 in there with him. Two powerhouses like that.
You know, I'm going to give Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 a little more time before I ask him to take on a two-time global PFL champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell calls a halt to the action at 3 minutes and 7 seconds of round number 2, declaring your winner via TKO and 2023 PFL Europe Lightweight Champion, Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗣.
years of age. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 is 31. Malambo is 2 inches taller. He's got the longer reach by a significant margin on the arms, but 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘's got an inch advantage on the leg.
So piece of victory here. Frans Malambo has to use his experience, and he's got to break his opponent's rhythm. But 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 set the pace and stay unorthodox with his combinations.
Round number 1, you ready?
Malambo is
ready?
in the yellow
Have fun,
trunks. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 in the gray. Touch of the gloves. Potentially 5-minute rounds at bantamweight.
Very interesting stylistic matchup, and this is exactly what I thought Kakarov would do. He's gonna focus on the legs and chop Malambo down.
Malambo loves to throw those spinning attacks. Kakarov doesn't mind being in front of you. Nice combination from Malambo. Stumbles Kakarov.
Malambo starting off with a fire this time around, taking the frustration of his last 2 fights out on his opponent.
Very good right.
Wow, sniping so far. Frans Malambo looking incredibly sharp in this first minute.
Really sharp, and more willing to stand in the pocket as well and trade. I mean, he's utilizing his reach advantage, but he is there to draw the attack of his opponent.
Malambo already showed the problem when you throw just kicks and you have a lot of reach. Your opponent can counter you with those long arms. Not a good right hand there.
Yeah, it was a nice feint to the body as well to open up that 2-piece that he threw. Investing heavy in the lead leg as well.
You see Kakarov already more hesitant to throw those kicks.
Oh, that was a good knee.
Nice inside leg kick there by Kakarov.
Both of these guys investing in the leg attacks early.
I like this version of Malambo. Far more on the front foot.
We talked about it in Paris when they won their fights. Kakarov's kicking distance is Malambo's boxing distance.
Yeah.
So constantly they have to be aware of each other's attacks.
That was a nice rear chasse kick to the... Oh! Malambo on a neck potentially. He's been taken down, but he's got a wrap of that neck. See what he can do with this to create a scramble.
He's got to be careful for a flu choke or arm triangle here.
He lets go of it, but here comes the arm triangle setup.
Malambo's going to be wide. He's going to have all these sensitivities strained into him. Look at the strength of Kakarov, though. Forces the arm across.
He needs to get across with his legs to finish this, though. It's going to be difficult, especially with the fans there. Looking for a wrist right, I think.
Trying to expose the back with this kind of pressure. Malambo doing a good job of leg fighting. Now gets his half guard back. Now a butterfly hook.
Put it to good use. Put his back against the fans. Back to his knees. Nice job by Malambo. Oh, that was a hard leg kick by Kakarov.
And you saw Malambo draw that lead leg back for a moment. Switch stances to get out of trouble.
Good front kick there by Kakarov.
Seeing some redness on that lead leg though of Kakarov. Some of those calf kicks have gotten through. Nice work. Stepping through with the 1-2. Goes back to the leg.
That one landed right on the outside of the knee. And now Kakarov gives one back.
Throwing a lot more kicks than in his last 2 fights. Giving Kakarov a taste of his own medicine.
Malambo does a lovely job of drifting away and looking for counters as his opponent falls into the empty space he left behind. He's throwing with venom this time around.
He really is. I mean, he expressed even after wins his frustration with his own performance and how tentative he felt. Talked about a little bit of rust.
Looking for the lead uppercut there. I can see him drifting into it again.
The Black Mamba is on fire tonight.
It's been a great first round for Malambo so far. Coming up to 10 seconds left.
Oh, beautiful jab there. Incredible pace this first round.
Cockroach swings away to the final bell of this round. Wow.
Great. I would imagine that Malambo was always playing the counter striker. I think he's trying to flip the script after surprise advantage.
Saw that replay. That was the most successful combination for Malambo, but far from the only one that did damage. Kakarov also had his moments. Both of these guys keep an eye on the legs. Nice jab from Malambo going to round number 2. And Malambo is in the gray, excuse me, in the yellow.
Already 2 times in the first round now with that jab. He's throwing heat.
You can just tell Malambo's in his groove here and seeing what's coming at him. Kakarov takes people out of their game. He hasn't done that yet with Franz Malambo.
He fights in a, he doesn't really fight, and Kakarov doesn't fight in a rhythm, and he does so many unpredictable things. Like in the last fight, he threw Superman punches and then leg kicks.
Yeah.
But Malambo shut him down so far.
He has a real unusual cadence. Very difficult to get his rhythm and start try and counter. Malambo's done a great job defensively though here.
Fighting 5 rounds in this pace though, it's going to be really difficult for Malambo. So nice combination. There's a Superman punch.
Kakarov goes chest to chest, trying to get this fight to the ground for a minute.
Looking for a body lock, but Kakarov needs to change the direction of his takedown to finish it. Good job on Malambo using the fence.
Oh, we're looking at guillotine here. Has he got a wrap on the neck? He's framing on the elbow. Good head position here.
Good job with that wizard from Malambo. Definitely surprised Kakarov with his aggressive striking in this fight. Spinning back kick again.
Kakarov says, I can spin too.
Well, we've seen that from him.
Steps off to his left. Jab's a beautiful jab.
Man, beautiful.
Kakarov with a TKO victory!
We'll take another look at it here. A slip and a turn. And in the trade, he just left himself a little too open on the inside. Kakarov follows up with a power shot.
Yeah, this is a great stoppage by the referee. You can't blame him.
I tell you what, there's a theme developing tonight. Strong first round, followed by a defeat in the second. Simeon Powell looked great in round 1. Got beat in round 2. John Mitchell looked great in round 1. Got beat as the fight progressed. And now Franz Malambo upset with the stoppage, but 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 landed 3 hard ones in a row.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 calls a halt to the action at 2 minutes and 32 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via knockout and 2023 PFL Europe Bantamweight Champion, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘.
European Championship bout of the night. Here's your tail of the tape. Paulina Wisniewska, 26 years of age. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘'𝗦, 28. Wisniewska, the taller fighter here at 5'6". That translates to a reach advantage on both arms and legs.
Keys to victory for the championship, but Paulina, she's got to use that reach advantage, but invest in low kicks to try and slow Valentina down with that aggression. And if she's dealing with that aggression, knees to the body will be valuable as well. For Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑, set the pace. Don't let Paulina run the show. Overhands and hooks will be really valuable, and that will parlay into nice body lock takedowns if she needs to put this fight on the floor to dominate.
Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 is in the black. Paulina Wisniewska in the blue kit. $100,000 and a PFL Europe belt on the line.
Ready. Ready. Let's go.
Early rush forward from 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑. Wojcik moves backward. Now big clinch. Oh, that knee hurts 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 early. Paulina Wisniewska with the right hands as 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 tries to build the pace. She is not all the way there.
Stop, stop,
and Rich
stop,
Mitchell
stop.
has already seen enough. Paulina Wisniewska in 32 seconds to the protest of Valentina 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑.
You could just see Valentina was stuck in a position. She had her leg bound, and every time she was trying to build up, she was taking some shots and she was being broken down. So you can see she gets hit with a couple of shots, and then she's going to eat this knee, and that puts her down. And as she's trying to get up here, you can see Paulina gets that right hook in, and she's landing shot after shot. And Valentina just can't build up. She's being told to move, but she's stuck in a position taking shots. Big knee here, straight up that center line. Bam, right on the chin. You can see for a moment Valentina just goes completely limp. Now this is where she's going to try to build up, and Paulina's going to lace that right leg in, that near side hook. And Valentina, she's trying to do something, but she's taking shots. She's not exactly conscious of what's going on, but she's trying to build up under pressure.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell calls a halt to the action at 20 seconds of round number 1. Declaring a winner via TKO and claiming the 2024 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship, Paulina Wisniewska!
An emotional Paulina Wisniewska takes the belt, and now the Czech. Michele, 37, 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑, 11 years his junior. And as you can see, Florim 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗑, much taller. Both men weighed in the same, but a significant reach advantage for Florim 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗑𝗣𝗑.
Keys to victory for these welterweights. For Michele, counter kicks with punches. 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗑𝗣𝗑's got a great kicking game, but we know the power in the hands of Michele. Dirty boxing in close range, and if he gets in neck attack scrambles, he might be able to cinch the victory there. For 𝗘𝗪𝗓, fight at kicking range, utilize that reach advantage. Target the body with those kicks to soften your opponent up, and then wrestle when he's under pressure. That close range, he needs that body lock and get this fight to the floor.
Florim 𝗘𝗪𝗓 in the black trunks, Daniela Michele in the green. Sean O'Connell and Dan Hardy on the commentary desk here in Lyon, France. PFL Europe Championships. We've got some Doumbé decides, contracts to give away, and of course a main event featuring the Lazy King. Good low kick from Michele. Off balances Florim 𝗘𝗪𝗓.
Man, he's got so much power for a small frame. He really thundered that kick into the leg, and now you can see 𝗘𝗪𝗓 switched his stance.
Oh, Michele with the looping punches landed, and now 𝗘𝗪𝗓 decides to wrestle. Look at this.
Beautiful
finger
scroll.
guillotine
My
here.
goodness.
Daniela Michele giving 𝗘𝗪𝗓 a lot to think about in both the striking and grappling exchanges. Only 30 seconds into this fight.
Michele tries to drag the fight to the floor, but 𝗘𝗪𝗓 very, very good with his balance. Now he's got an anaconda wrapped up. Oh, what is this?
Florim 𝗘𝗪𝗓 pulls guard on this anaconda grip. flips Michelli over. Good scramble from the Italian. Neck not out of trouble just yet. He finally gets it out.
And we did tell these guys it's 5 rounds, right?
Another nasty kick to the low leg of Florin Zendelli.
Man, Michelli blocked that one. Big, deep breaths here. We're just over a minute into this fight. This is wild already.
Jousting jab misses for Zendelli. He does like that front kick. Good scooping uppercut.
Zendelli taking a few deep breaths here.
Look at Michelli, just flat-footed, waiting for Florin Zendelli to do something.
Waiting for those counter punches. But you can see Zendelli knows how dangerous he is. Oh, head kick!
And then the hands to follow it up. Daniela Michelli once again.
Good work targets in the body with that kick from Zendelli.
Oh, nasty right hand after he dodges the low kick.
Brought his chin forward and ate at her right hand. Man, like Michelli just looks tired, but then as soon as you get close to him, he's going to uncork power hands. Oh, on the neck again.
Zendelli caught that kick. Michelli has to let go of the neck and climb back up against the barrier here.
We have 2.5 minutes, Florin. 2.5 minutes.
Bravissimo.
2.5 minutes. Control him.
2 minuti e mezzo alla fine, se la metta round. Alzati, non essermi pigro.
Action.
Halfway through round 1, already a lot of action. Both men have had their moments here, but right now Florin Zendelli trying to settle in to a controlled position. Daniela Michelli having none of that, works his way back to his feet.
And blood again from the nose of Zendelli.
Well, we saw against Jack Grant that doesn't seem to bother him all that much.
Very true. Oh, lovely takedown there. Ran him along the fence, reaped the leg. Michelli's going to try and build up, but he's already given that wrist control, that handcuff around the back. And Zendelli's landing a few shots with his free hand. We know how dangerous Zendelli can be with that rear naked choke as well from the first round of this tournament earlier this year.
Zendelli's first win of PFL Europe season in 2024 was a rear naked choke. In the first round against 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘, choked him all the way unconscious. He's got a tight squeeze.
Great work on the wrist control as well by Zendelli. Pressure on the back of the neck. Needs to be careful he doesn't get too far forward here, or Michelli might try and buck him off. Now he's got that leg underneath. Look at this awkward position that Michelli's found himself caught in. Almost like an incomplete body triangle.
Zendelli almost achieved the full mount there, instead takes the back.
Michelli came out 100 miles an hour.
Good left hands from the top here for Zendelli, who now will attack the neck again. There's Cedric Doumbé. Looks like he's getting warm for a fight. Cedric, no, you're only judging fights tonight. Oh, the tag!
Wow!
Florin Zendelli with the rear naked choke again. And here's how he got it done.
Look at that lovely takedown there, and just stayed on his opponent. Managed to keep the weight on him the whole time. Really solid work here. You can see he slides that hook in, creeping his arm under the chin. Forcing Michelli to deal with all kinds of control positions, wrist control, binding him up, wrapping him up. And then here we are, arms under the neck. Great work with the body hooks, and he's squeezing on that neck. Man, beautiful work. We have a welterweight European champion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our referee calls a halt to the action at 4 minutes and 24 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner via submission to a rear naked choke and claiming the 2024 PFL Europe Welterweight Championship, Florin Zendelli!
Still the tape for this championship bout here in PFL Europe. 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡, 29 years of age. Connor Hughes, 27. Both men standing 5 feet 11 inches tall with 73-inch measurements on the reach. Slightly longer legs on Connor Hughes. Well matched physically in this championship bout.
Keys to victory for this one, as we were just discussing, a tight boxing defense for 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡. He's got to punch his way into range. He can't just crash forward with no threat and then wrestle to top position where he can use that weight and physicality. For Connor Hughes, he's got to play with range. He has to get his opponent to bite on feints and then start to counter. And goes without saying, defend those takedowns. You don't want to be tangled up with 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 on the floor.
𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡, last year's PFL Europe lightweight champion, in the green. Connor Hughes in the black trunks. 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 looking to remain undefeated as a pro.
We're going. Round number 1. Ready, ready. Have fun.
Five-minute rounds potentially here at 155 pounds. Sean O'Connell and Dan Hardy on the call. 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 opens the action with a missed low kick.
Connor looks very comfortable in this striking range. You can see how 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡's got those hands nice and high. He knows the danger in the hands of Connor Hughes, who has an extensive kickboxing background as well. And the challenge here for Connor is, when does he open up and how does he defend the takedown that's surely going to be shot underneath those punches?
No, it's okay, it's okay. Don't worry.
Hughes added something pretty significant to the repertoire, I think, for a fight like this. He's very accurate and powerful, even moving backwards with his stand-up. Something could come in very handy against a pressure fighter like 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡. Saw him show that uppercut a couple of times now just to give 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 something to think about before he changes level.
There's that uppercut, nice check left hook as well that just clipped 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡. You can see Connor's threatening with the uppercut though. He's hanging that rear hand low.
Flashes a little knee. Again, just something to look at. All things for 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 to have to try to get a read on. One thing we know about 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡, he's not shy about taking fights into deep water. Despite all that muscle mass, he's got an incredible gas tank, an incredible level of fitness. He's not afraid to go 25 minutes.
Cautious start there for 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡. I think he realizes how dangerous Connor Hughes is at short range and doesn't want to be reckless finding his way inside. Reading the skirmishing punches from Connor to see where the gap is in the guard.
I can appreciate a tentative or methodical approach. $100,000 at stake. But one thing you don't want to let Connor Hughes do is start building confidence for something like that.
That was a beautiful lead uppercut. Connor looking very composed. You would think he was the one that won the championship last year with how relaxed he is here. Whereas 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 obviously knows that this fight is better won on the floor with the striking of Connor, and he's felt those shots a few times now. It's reaffirmed the danger in front of him. And now Connor's got 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 biting on his jab. Beautiful footwork, backing up, counter striking.
You can make an argument that there's actually even more pressure on the undefeated fighter here, 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡, and going back-to-back. Speaking with him at the hotel, you know, last year he thought he had proved enough that he could be invited to the PFL Global season, but of course lightweight is an incredibly deep weight class, and the decision was made that, hey, give him another season here in Europe, let him get some more experience. If he can win it again, it'd be hard to deny, but look at that left check hook from Connor Hughes.
So sharp with that hook. It's like a heat-seeking missile. Finds its way around the guard. Especially when the opponent's moving forward, it can be difficult to judge that range, and Hughes seems to have mastered this with the uppercut and with the left hook.
We'll get the technical difficulties with the displayed clock worked out. Approaching a minute left in this first round. Connor Hughes with some success in the striking here. 𝗟𝗑𝗦𝗡 goes to the body kick. Really hasn't had any meaningful offense so far in these first 4+ minutes.
A dominant first round for Conor, really. I mean, he's held the center, he's landed the majority of the shots, and he just looks more composed in there right now. It's almost like he has a game plan to deal with what Ksouba's going to open up with, but Ksouba needs to figure out how he gets through the first level of Conor's game. Oh, and there it is. What a fast shot that was. See if Conor can defend this first takedown. We're into the last minute as well.
30 seconds left in the round, and Jakub Ksouba on this double leg attempt. Can he get his hands locked behind the hips of Conor Hughes with this heavy forward pressure? Hughes now trying to attack the neck.
Man, that looks tight.
Deterring this takedown, and it is. You can see the face of Jakub Ksouba turning very red here. Had to pummel the arm back in to take some of the steam off this squeeze.
Interesting position here.
Chest to chest to finish the round. Listening to his corners as we look at these replays.
That was a nice left hook there from Ksouba. He just was able to get out of the way of the punch from Conor and land his own. And there's the check hook. Hard to see whether it landed cleanly, but it certainly knocked Ksouba off balance. Beautiful screw punch right through the guard. Really nicely placed. Snap the head back of Ksouba. Potentially one round up. Conor Hughes.
Second round set to start here in Lyon, France. PFL Europe 155-pound championship bout between Conor Hughes in the black and Jakub Ksouba in the green. Hard inside low kick from Hughes. Corner of Ksouba calling for pressure, wanting their fighter to smother Conor Hughes for a 5-round fight.
Oh.
High kick misses.
Yeah, Hughes goes for the screw punch again and misses that time. Almost get caught with a head kick.
You like that angle uppercut with the lead hand? It can be risky.
It can be very risky, but it can also be a very useful punch. Something that Canelo used to knock out Yildirim, separates the guard and then powers the right hand behind it. If Hughes can get a range on that, he can catch Ksouba as his head is coming back down from that first punch. I mean, really, this check left hook, it seems to be the main problem. Because when Ksouba's moving forward, he's separating that right hand from his head. And this is where Conor's managing to get through.
Look at this from Conor Hughes.
No one lifts Ksouba like that.
Ksouba went chest to chest, but it was the double underhooks of Conor Hughes, and just the balance and recovery of Jakub Ksouba keeps him on his feet. Very interesting. Wonder if Hughes is going to work to extricate himself from the grip here, because this is exactly where Jakub Ksouba wants this fight. Not with his own back against the cage, but certainly against his barrier.
Mr. Going, they got the Schultz. Right, you got to progress this position, gentlemen. Watch the back of the head, Jakub. You got to progress this position, please, gentlemen.
Now Ksouba down onto the legs. Nice work by Conor Hughes. Rug Ksouba back up chest to chest. Conor Hughes with the face.
Yeah, he's trying to frame him under that chin so he can get some separation. Referee's going to do it for them.
Stalemate against the cage. Means we're back to the center. Again, the corner of Ksouba calling for more action. They want 2 and 3 strikes put together.
Conor looks like he's loosening up a bit more as well, almost like he's felt the strength. Oh, he almost went for a flying knee there. It's like he's felt the strength and felt the takedown effort, and now he feels like he can handle it. And that's given him even more confidence to relax his shoulders and open up. Nice rear stomp kick as well.
I don't think that Conor Hughes lacks for power or size in this 155-pound division, but his advantage here, I think, is the speed. He knows that he can see. Oh! Scooping uppercut and a hammer fist. Ksouba is down and hurt. Hughes working the right hand.
He's trying to scramble. He's still dazed, and Conor Hughes is staying on that tight waist.
Good job by Ksouba to stay in this fight. He is in bad trouble right now as Hughes takes his back and squeezes this rear naked attempt. He's off to the side a little bit.
Man,
wow, 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣 is an absolute machine.
he's an animal, man. Took those shots and still managed to scramble to top position.
An important moment right here in the fight, Dan Hardy, because that was a lot of energy expended by Connor Hughes trying to get the finish there.
But even if, just say for example, Connor decides he's going to take the strategic route, and for the next minute he just stays in this position and ties Ksouba up, he's 2 rounds up still potentially.
In a 5-round fight.
Right? And you don't know whether those knockdowns have been scored a 10-8, given the fact that Connor's been having the majority of the success.
Well, this round will not be a 10-8 if 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣 can stay on top here, even with the knockdown.
Watch the back of the head, please, Jacob.
Connor with the closed guard.
Look at the recovery from 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣.
That's the condition, though, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
It's the professionalism, the preparation, and the condition. 30 seconds left. Ksouba trying to soften up the body. And we're right on top of the Maison Gouton. He's tenderizing that meat like a professional butcher. You just every time I mention the butcher shop, he just shakes his head. He's so jealous of all the food I tried earlier this week.
I am. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not. Body and head work here from 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣. He'll finish the round on top. Big knockdown.
That was a lovely uppercut. As Ksouba was moving in, just screwed that uppercut straight through the guard. Here it is. As Ksouba moves in, you'll see Connor drop that lead shoulder. Bam! And he goes right into the chin. Ksouba goes down, does a great job of recovering. A really fantastic job of recovering. But this has got to give a lot of confidence to Connor Hughes, who not only got the knockout in that fight, in that round, but almost scored a tight rear naked choke that Ksouba was able to drive his way out of, separate the legs of Hughes, and then maintain top position for the rest of the round.
In this PFL Europe Lightweight Championship bout, Connor Hughes, 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣. Hughes in the black trunks. Ksouba coming in now behind that jab. Good jab from Connor Hughes in response.
Nice footwork there by Connor. Circles himself off the fence. One thing he doesn't want to do is get tangled up against the fence where the fight can be slowed and stalled.
Don't grab the cup. Don't grab the cup.
Ksouba looks like he's going to try and take this fight to the floor. You can see that thigh pry that Connor Hughes is using to keep the hips apart.
Got to keep his back off the cage. Good trip attempt here from Ksouba.
Oh, thought he was going to jump for a triangle then.
And now 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣, this is where he makes his money. Heavy pressure.
He must feel so big and heavy when you're in this position. And he positions himself so well. He's always trying to keep the hips square against the fence. It's like he might try and pass, but his corner team is telling him not to.
Elbow's a weapon now available to 𝗟𝗚𝗥𝗢𝗣, as Dan Hardy has adjusted the rules a bit after some extensive campaigning.
Adjusted the rules. You notice the clock's over to the side as well, so we can see their feet this time. Little tweaks. It's a good place for Ksouba to start landing some elbows if he opens up. Ksouba aware of that underhook that Connor's working towards. He's now got his knee back underneath him, which means he's going to spring back to his feet. Ksouba's going to stay on that body lock, though, so Connor's going to need to separate those hands. If he's going to be able to get some separation here, he's got to break that grip, and he can't do it. Ksouba drags him back down.
Well, I know Connor Hughes came into this fight in incredible shape. It is the taxing of the mentality that happens when you work all the way back up to your feet, and then you're rewarded with absolutely nothing, only a mat return. That can be incredibly discouraging, especially after almost getting a finish in that second round. Halfway point of the fight. 2.5 minutes into round number 3. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 on top of Connor Hughes. So far winning this 3rd round after probably being down 2 on the scorecards to come into this fight.
Oh, that was a good elbow from Ksouba. He's now looking very dominant in this position, and this might change the way that Connor Hughes fights if he gets out of this 3rd round. He might find himself a little bit more tentative, knowing that if he does find himself in bottom position, getting up is not as easy as he expected.
Peppering shots from 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 on top. Alexander Luster right there. He'll be fighting the man whose name was beneath him, Lewis McGrillen.
Bring that top leg back in. There you go. Bring the legs back into play. Let's work together. Drop your head. Drop your head.
You see Connor's got that wrist control, but he's just not able to slide that left arm and build into an underhook position. And now Ksouba's trapped his right arm underneath that shin. There's Lewis McGrillen.
Grizzla, with his full mulleted glory, getting ready for his own bantamweight title shot. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 now pouring it on heavier with the left hand.
Oh, and Connor is cut across the forehead.
And look at this, just pressure. Smothering, quicksand pressure from 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣, posting his own shin on the right arm of Connor Hughes.
And every time Connor manages to get his hand free and fight out of his position, he's expending energy that's going to be taxed on him in the last 2 rounds. We're moving into the championship rounds in 20 seconds. And Connor's going to feel this fatigue from this bottom position. Beautiful ground and pound with these elbows by Ksouba. Of course, he's going to be more dangerous with elbows as a tactic.
Brought the right elbow that time.
Wow, these are great elbows.
𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 pouring it on in the 3rd. Here's the elbows raining down. Ksouba throwing dozens of those from the top position. And this is where it got a little bit ugly for Connor Hughes. That right arm isolated, trapped under the shin. He's got to try and defend himself with that top arm, which is also controlled by the body position of 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣.
Let's go for it now, we'll do it, mate.
Little wobble to the legs, fatigue-wise here from Connor Hughes as we get ready to start the championship rounds. 4th frame, $100,000 at a PFL Europe Championship on the line. 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 in the green looking to go back-to-back. He won the 155-pound strap in 2023. He lands a big right hand, and then this double leg attempt. Hughes decided to grab the neck instead of focus on the sprawl. Tap? No. It looked like he was tapping there for a moment as a palm strike to the side, using that thumb.
He could be looking for a Von Flue, though. I mean, I know the cage is in the way here, but if he's able to pass to that side and scoot Connor's hips away from the fence, there might still be space. Now, of course, Connor's bailed on that guillotine, but now finds himself dealing with this half-guard top position. He's done a good job of digging that underhook.
He's got to get that bottom leg free, and 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 won't give it to him. Elbows again from the top for 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣.
Man, these are brutal elbows. And he's got nearly 4 minutes in this position as well if Connor can't hustle and escape.
I mean, 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗢𝗣 was seconds away from being finished in that 2nd round. And he is firmly in control of this fight right now.
And the more frustrated he gets, the more desperate he's going to get in these positions. And that That position that he keeps reaching for there, he's not really going to get him out of that position. He's better to build up against the fence like he is now. And 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 knows this, which is why he's going to keep pulling his shoulders off the fence and back onto the floor. Jason Tan in the corner, UFC veteran, coaching Conor through this position, but conditioning might be a problem with this pace that they've set.
Your toes out of the cage.
Lovely work
Toes out
here,
of the cage,
short
Conor.
punch, pins the arm, lands a big elbow. Oh, they're good shots again. Conor's doing what he can here, but the referee's going to keep having a good look. Every time he takes a few big elbows like that.
Flat feet, Conor, flat feet.
Can he bridge off the fence? Maybe he can walk his legs up here and bridge off the fence. But you know Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 is going to ride that drive like he does here.
2 minutes left for Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 to work on top as the elbows pour down onto the face and forehead of Conor Hughes. No quit in the Englishman here.
We can hear the chants for Kuba coming from the crowd.
Strong Polish
Conor, you've got to
contingent
improve your
showed up in
position,
support
Conor.
this week.
He is relentless in this position. Now, Conor managed to get a butterfly hook in there. Can he create any space with that is a question. He's being completely smothered by that power shoulder. The shoulder of justice. Oh, and now he's mounted. And as he turns, he may give his back. Good work trying to get half guard back there. That was great, quick reactions from Conor.
Now shoulder choke being set up potentially. Hughes able to get the right arm free. Needs more elbows for his efforts.
And look at what he's doing with the other elbow as well. He's keeping it pinned on the hip of Conor, so he's really struggling to move
Conor,
his
you've got
lower
to
body
improve
as
your
well.
position here, buddy.
And when he's not striking with one hand, he's pinning, and he's striking with the other.
Flat feet.
Conor
Flat
tries to
feet.
walk up the fence. Can he get out this last minute?
Big
Let's
explosion
go,
there from
Conor.
Hughes. And now
Let's go,
Jakub
Conor.
𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗣 offering nasty right elbows.
Enough, enough.
The referee calls it, and Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 goes back-to-back for the PFL Lightweight Championship.
Okay, let's take a look at this. We have a lot of highlights from this. There's the first check hook, sends 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 to the canvas. He springs back to his feet, and Conor then presses forward. Good recovery by 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣. Here's the next one, I believe. Lead uppercut right on the chin. Took the legs away of the 2023 champion. And he takes a few shots. He's able to recover and wrestle to top position. And then here we go. This is where the 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣 train turns around, starts chugging forward. And what are you going to do to stop this man? You're going to do nothing. He's going to wrap your legs up. He's going to drag you away from the fence. And then he's going to maul you from top position with punches and elbows until the referee has seen enough. And the referee had seen enough from these beautiful elbows here. Conor did everything he could to escape, but there was no exit.
Yeah, I want to make the point. I'm not entirely certain that Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 earns the finish here without elbows as a weapon. Good point. But you bring those things back in, and look what he's able to do.
Just such a dangerous person, and a lot of short-range strikes as well. Like you said, the punches may have given Conor space to escape, but the elbows allowed 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 to maintain control. And then we get an outburst of emotion and probably some relief for a hard-fought win.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mavahedi calls a halt to the action at 4 minutes and 7 seconds of round number 4, declaring your winner via TKO and claiming the 2024 PFL Europe Lightweight Championship, the 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑 Jakub 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗑.
Tail the tape for this 135-pound championship brought to you by Takedown. Lewis McGrillen, 24 years of age. Alexander Łuszczyk, 26. Łuszczyk, the taller fighter, standing 5 feet 8 inches. Both men with that 68-inch measurement on the reach. Łuszczyk has the very slightly longer legs, but both men weighed in just below the bantamweight limit.
All right, keys to victory for the final championship for Lewis McGrillen. Pressure from the start, that's not going to be difficult for him. He's got to hold the center. He doesn't want to get tangled up against the fence, and then variety with the left-hand strikes. We've seen that, and it can be very, very useful for him. For Lustig, draw and counter, try and get those left hands thrown and missed so he can catch him with counters. Single leg takedowns, this is southpaw v orthodox, and then neck submissions. Put that strangle on McGrillen, and he won't be able to think about giving up because you can take the air away from him. This kid's not going to tap to an armbar, I can guarantee it.
Gentlemen, you're going to protect yourselves at all times. You're going to obey my instructions at all times. You keep fighting till I tell you to stop. Touch gloves if you want. Step back.
First significant strike at the glove touch. I've just got to love the intensity from both of these guys. And, you know, McGrillen shows it. Lustig's feeling it, but he's not showing it quite as much. That doesn't mean to say that his heart's not pounding through his chest right now. I know mine is.
This was interesting at the weigh-ins yesterday because they did not want to be the first to break eye contact. Both fighters just staring.
Body kick there from Lustig. I think he's going to try and tempt McGrillen to throw and then disappear underneath and get this fight to the floor. And that single leg is much more available for a southpaw v orthodox kind of fight.
Tests out that rear leg again. McGrillen with an entry step. Slaps a right hook off the side of the guard.
Yeah, touches to the body with the left hand. Oh!
He's going to have to be careful about that kick, opening up that channel for the straight left of Lewis McGrillen to come right down the middle.
Yeah, he's going to have to set it up with his hands if he's going to be throwing those kicks. He doesn't want to throw them cold because McGrillen will definitely try and counter with the left hand, especially, again, southpaw v orthodox. You can see Lustig drifting towards the closed side, towards the outside of the lead hand of McGrillen, moving away from the left hand.
That left hand came on an angle that time, again around the guard. And body kick digging into the midsection from Lustig.
Doing a good job so far, Lustig, of keeping that right hand pinned tight to... Oh!
3 times now, McGrillen has found at least partial contact with the left hand. This time he attacks the body.
There's the level change onto the single. Lustig's got a good wrap, and he drops him for an ankle lock. McGrillen's drove himself through to half guard, though. He was very, very aware of what was happening there. Smart work by McGrillen so far.
Back to the feet, and immediately chases... Oh! Huge left hand from McGrillen with the knockdown!
Keep your fingers away
That was
from
a
his mouth,
clean
Lewis.
punch. It's incredible that Lustig's still awake and still working here.
I think McGrillen is working to get himself up and to the
Toes
feet.
out of the cage.
Lustig just
Toes
trying to
out of
lock
the cage.
this down. Feet inside the links of the cage. Referee keeps pulling him out.
And here comes that rubber guard. You can see McGrillen's driving in, but the foot on the hip is keeping some space, giving Lustig some space here to start working something with his guard. But you've got to wonder also how clear his head is in this moment. Trying for that mission control. McGrillen's too far forward in his guard, though, and his neck is in too awkward of an angle on the fence.
Back to the feet. Lewis McGrillen beckons Lustig forward. Body kick attempt again there from Lustig. Now McGrillen is feeling it.
Nice head kick there from Lustig. Man, that left hand is ridiculous, the power that he's got in it.
Well, and he brings it from so many different angles. Especially this fight, he's been showing it to the body. He did land a right hook.
You remember the upper hook that he landed against 𝗘𝗨𝗥𝗢𝗣𝗘 in Berlin? That was a beautiful punch. Snuck it up through the guard, and now McGrillen goes to the head with the kick. Lustig with a lot of blood from the nose. He knew full well he was going to have to work hard for this victory.
Nice work by McGrillen to avoid the takedown attempt and immediately attack the right hand from Lustig.
Yeah, Lustig's got sharp striking, there's no doubt about it. Because the problem is every time he opens up, he's in danger of getting caught with a counter.
The breathing has been affected by the damage to the nose. Another takedown attempt here. Scooped up the single leg.
Nice knee to the head from the single leg position. And again with the knee. I like the creativity there. McGrillen landing some shots. Mouth guards come out from Lustig, I think. We're going to want that back in.
Left hand again from McGrillen after he worked his back
Put
off
it in.
the cage. Rich Mitchell steps
Quickly.
in to replace
Go.
that gum shield. Another body kick from Looster, his favorite weapon in the striking so far.
He's got to be careful again, throwing it from cold though, and he's got to get off the fence here because he's a sitting duck from McGrillen. He likes people and again with the left hand.
That's what we're talking about, the different angles the left hand comes from. Now he goes straight to the body. Louis McGrillen with 30 seconds. Alexander Looster surviving here in round one, offers a head kick and an overhand right of his own.
Looster's coming back strong in this round. He's looking pretty good here. I like that head kick. I like the fact that he's following the kicks with that right hand as well.
Snap the head of Louis McGrillen back with the right there, eats his own left.
10 seconds.
Right hook left, straight left again from McGrillen. Final few seconds of round one. Looster misses the high kick. Here's the replay, Louis McGrillen.
What a fight. What a round. And the composure from both of these guys as well. Not only from Looster getting caught with a big shot, but also him able to regroup and start to do something of worth in that round. And McGrillen not being too overzealous and throwing that left hand too much. My goodness, that was a death touch. It's incredible that Looster kept fighting from that. There it is again, right on the chin, drops him straight into the fence. And you can see Luster's eyes are open. He turns into him, digs an underhook. Great work by Looster to survive that.
Landed his own right hand there, snaps the head of Louis McGrillen back. Bantamweight PFL Europe title on the line. Louis McGrillen in the blue trunks, Alexander Looster under the German flag in the black.
Ready.
And McGrillen charges forward to start round two. Oh, big left hand landed again. Looster still on his feet.
I love that body kick that Looster keeps thundering in. Oh, and again with the left hand, and he countered with the right. Is McGrillen cut? I think he is.
High kick attempt again.
In on the single.
This time a low single. Head inside, using that head as leverage. Nice sprawl and good work by Louis McGrillen. Clearly he knew what the game plan of Looster was going to be. He's been working on it.
Good body kick again. And the other benefit in those body kicks is that if it's not hitting the body, it's hitting the left arm. And a tactic that Canelo uses in boxing is to beat up the limbs so you can't throw them as well. Could be that was another good level change from Looster. But McGrillen's takedown so far has been incredible.
Awesome timing on that. McGrillen had to scramble hard to get back into an upright position here. I should say to a top position. Look at the blood affecting the breathing of Alexander Looster.
Swelling on both of these guys' faces. See McGrillen's going to try and separate here. He's got the head position. Great turn by Looster, and they're trading.
McGrillen moves out to his left and takes the center of the cage one more time.
Oh, good knee from Looster. Caught McGrillen dipping his head. This is now becoming competitive.
Left hand again for Louis McGrillen. Ankle pick attempt here by Looster. Can't get it.
Looster's got to start getting tired from those failed takedown attempts, especially given the fact that he's being forced to breathe through his mouth because of the damage to his nose.
The corner of Louis McGrillen calling for him to get active, take advantage of the fatigue for Alexander Looster. Good kick catch here from McGrillen.
Oh, an elbow from
Watch your heads in there,
McGrillen.
gents.
Looster, you've got to respect the fact that he's hanging back ready to counter, when in most circumstances people just want to cover up and protect their head.
Lewis, take your hand out of that cage. Fingers out of that cage,
A round
Lewis.
and a half of this so far. It's been wild.
I'm actually fascinated as to the reasoning for Louis McGrillen to go into this chest-to-chest position when he had Alexander Looster backed up against the
Fingers
cage.
out of that cage, Lewis. Don't make me tell you again.
Throws it right where he wants it for those big left hands.
Separate. Oh, good body kick again from Lustig.
Both of these guys so excellent at immediately attacking on the separation stand.
Yeah, absolutely. They flow from one range to another, and Lustig tucking his head there beautifully to get out the way of that left.
Oh, McGrillen with a big right hand. A little shoe shine there from McGrillen.
We've also got to mention the gas tank of McGrillen's incredible. I mean, he just never stops moving, does he? Oh, and an elbow from the left. Elbow return by Lustig. That was with the head kick. Oh!
Left hand again!
Go.
Louis McGrillen
Go.
drops Alexander Lustig.
Get
Goes
out of
to his
there!
knees for the hammer fist. Seeking to finish.
Can Lustig pull him back in? He's trying to recover guard, but head went back onto the canvas there.
Big elbows from McGrillen.
Stop.
That's enough!
What a fight!
Louis McGrillen is the PFL Europe Bantamweight champion.
So here we go. Earlier in the round, bang! Cracked him with that left hand. Beautiful work stalking. Man, he missed there. That was the time when McGrillen got caught with that shot, and his eyebrow was cut. You can see him pouring at it there. Lustig goes for the head kick. Fair play for the game, Lewis, but man, he was right there for that left hand. McGrillen took his head off. Wow, what a reaction from the crowd. And this was the final bit where, you know, the referee was already looking at him. As soon as Lustig turned to his side and covered his head, that was quitting, that was giving up, that was please save me, I've had enough. But he will be back, no doubt about it. Two of my favorite bantamweights in Europe. And I'm heading into the cage to check on them both.
Louis McGrillen, his first major championship at 24 years of age.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee Rich Mitchell calls a halt to the action at 3 minutes and 52 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via TKO and claiming the 2024 PFL Europe Bantamweight Championship